unfortunately, it looks like the river is getting out. 25 feet deep to the top of the bank. It's there. Where are the cattle? Okay, let's go over and take a look and see if we can find the cattle and see what we're dealing with there. None that way. None that way. Didn't see any cattle. Okay, so where we left off, this is the bottom. That there was just kind of a couple of channels that were running water when we left. It went ahead and got up, and it covered this whole bottom with water. It'll be some time before this recovers where it's grazable. And this, if this water stays on it for probably a week, it will never be grazable. The good news, I'm sitting here looking and I don't see anything standing on high ground, you know, like they're stranded here. So we need to head back this way and evaluate what's going on here. There's a big fish right there. I think it is probably carp. Ooh. Yeah, get that. Oh. All right, good news. I found their tracks and they're headed north. So that's good. Further north you go, the higher the elevation is, so the less chance the water got out. Which there'll be more feed to because they just skipped it on the way down. So they'll have some time in here if they'll go north, which that's where they're headed. So let's see if we can find them. We tracked them into these woods. They split off back there a little ways and went two directions, so we followed the one that was the driest kind of. And then right here they've just kind of split. I mean, they're still trailing pretty hard. They're not necessarily just stopping and grazing, but they're grazing as they're going, but they're splitting and trailing. So we'll keep following. They're still heading north. Found a couple. Maybe we're starting to get close. Into the big one. The big one is right down there. So this little dude's running quite a bit. I should be getting pretty close to the end of this, the north end of this pasture, provided the poly wire is still up, which it probably is not, because that water right there, I'm sure washed a log into it or something like that and ripped it out. So they may have just gone right on. If they did, that's fine. I see one. But it's just one. It probably needs a hoof inspection also. Yeah, I think I know that heifer. She does. Oh no, it's a different one. Okay, well here is where they, at least several of them, finally pitched off and went up that other side. Some of them continued on this way, but they're going to go north all the way to the other end. So, well, it's really good that they've gone back. You know, not only is the risk of the creek getting back up and getting them less, way less. You can look back in there in that timber and there's lots of feed in there that they just walked right through on the way south and didn't really hit it. So right about now they're wishing they had it. So that's why, one of the reasons they probably came back, and the fact that they they know, I guess, that they need to be this way in case that water continues to get out again. Of course, it's already got out and gone back down, or at least it's in the process. You know, I'm pretty satisfied. I know I haven't laid eyes on hardly any of them. I think I've maybe seen 20. But I've seen tracks for a bunch. And so I know they're still in here. I haven't seen any that are trapped or hung up. I haven't seen any fence that's down, perimeter fence, or even that debris got in it that may cause it to go down. There's a bunch of deer right there. Well, deer can swim. Old cows can swim too, but last minute thing, boy, howdy, I can see those tracks. They definitely went on. There may be another handful right here. I can see one red one. Hey, lady. Woo! Woo! One. There's some, yeah. They've crossed this little creek right here. That's good. Hey, girls. Oh, yeah, they got feet in there. Hey, girls. Woo! I'm just hollering at them so they won't run off. I'd like to ease up here and see if there's any more in there. Hey, girls. What do you say? Looks like another handful. Not the whole herd. I'm not really that concerned yet. I will be watching for a window to get them to come across. It's going to be kind of difficult to get them all. They're going to have to come on their own. You know, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, this happens on this ranch. You just, this ranch does better probably when it's a little dry. Not when it's as dry as it was last year, but just a little dry. It opens up quite a number of acres over here. That's kind of a flood area that's a hit or miss every time I make a round with the cattle. And this is why, because if you get them over there and then all of a sudden something hits you and you don't expect it to be that bad, and it is, it may set you back a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just monitor it, and when I see an opening, hopefully before we get more rain, I'll try and coax them across and get them over to the other side of the ranch. It doesn't have quite as much water runs down through it. It's not quite as treacherous. I guess another way to put it is I've never had a cow float over the fence on that side of the ranch. This side, yeah. I walked down through here and this cow and calf followed me. Hey, girl. What do you say? Okay, well, I'm on my way back, and here's another little group of them that didn't go with the big herd. Or it's that first group I saw that's doubled back. No, there's a Korean in there, so this is a different group. Ooh, that's a nice little bull. He's got horns, but he's nice. Hey, guys. I like that little red bull. This is a little Korean cross, Mashona. He's not a bad little bull. That one over there to the left of him, though. That's a nice dude. Pretty little heifer. Hey, guys. I wonder why they decided to go north. That's the pasture. That's not a lake. I don't know why they went north. Got tired of skiing, I guess. I found them. Came back to the west side this morning, drove all the way down, and they're in this timber doing their thing, walking along. So they're protesting a little bit, but hey, you know, now look at there, the river's gone down even more up here. Further north you go, well, I guess the river's going to be about the same. It's just gone down more overnight. So it won't be long before they find a spot to get out and to get across. I would rather them go back south a little bit, but I'm not going to try to make them do that. But you can see they're in still pretty good condition. I can see where they're gutted up a little bit, probably just because they're walking. They've got feed over there, and they need to just drop their heads and get to eating, and everything will be everything. I'm just glad to see them. It has been, you know, I caught a glimpse of them on Saturday when, that's not true. It was Sunday. The storm came through Saturday night and rained all day Saturday. And then Sunday I went out and started trying to locate stuff and you know, had to go around to get into the ranch a different way, and I could see some cattle underneath the timber over on the east side. Well, evidently what happened is that bio was coming up, and I told y'all that river, it was coming up. And the cattle must have knew that, and or it started coming up and getting out, and they headed north, which is safe, which is the safe area. So they didn't just head a little bit north, they headed 4 miles north. So you gotta respect that. When they go all the way. Oh, so it's a relief. We're gonna just graze a little bit, give them an opportunity to come across when they feel comfortable, because they've got enough feed that they're gonna be fine. They're not gonna get fat. Hopefully they're gonna maintain, but if they lose it in a week, it'll take us a week to put it back on. You just want them to be okay. So they are. I haven't seen any go floating by, but it looks like they're going to head back south now and see if there's anything that way. They need to just stop and start eating. The smart ones will stop and start eating. I can see some through the trees over there on that side of the timber running. So, all right, we got them located. We'll see what they do. There's one that's crossed and she's going back, which that's fine. They're going with the herd. See, that's what you got into. You got the one over there that you can see her bogged in the mud. And there's nothing you can do about it right now. You can't get to her. You risk killing yourself trying to get to her. She just needs to rest a little bit and then see if she can't get out. That's where I say it's almost better if they swim when the river's up. And they're just going to follow her right to that same spot. Just amazes me. This is the kind of stuff that you just got, I can't watch this. You just got to walk away. Now there's a calf going in there with her. Shona pitched off in there and she's swimming. Go there. Go around. See how easy those cows are walking in right over there? But they all just cut across right here. You know, they're looking for a way to get across. Oh, that red mod is going to go upstream and try to get out. Well, look at that. She just walked right out. So she's a smart one, and she's no spring cow either. I mean, she's got a little age on her. She's probably a 5-6 year old, maybe 7. I figure she's a 6. Look at this bog right here where this calf is coming through. That real soupy looking mud, that's where they're all getting out, and they're making it a bog right there. Then they're going in over here and making this a bog instead of spreading out. Okay. I think the best thing I can do is get on my scooter, on my four-wheeler, and drive south and make sure they keep going south and just don't try to cross yet. They've got to wait. And, you know, they're just greedy. They've got feed over there, and it is so irritating, but there's nothing you can do. You got to just sit here and watch it. See, there's 2 calves in there bogged with that cow now. One calf just got out. There's another one behind her. The calves will get out. That old cow's in trouble. I gotta move on. I don't want these to try and cross and then try to make it up, you know, this type of bank right here, because they can't make this. They just can't do it. So I need them to just keep going back south. Just get in the woods and eat, girls. There's feed in there. There's feed in there. That's not going to help. I mean, they're coming from feed. There's feed up in there where they're coming from. I gotta let them do this, and I can't sit here and monitor. I'm gonna end up hurting myself. All right, I'm heading south. Okay, I've come a little further downstream, and they're strung out way down there, down to here, and probably beyond. And I just wanted to look at this. There's a big sand dune right here, and I wanted to walk out on it and see what it feels like, just to get an idea of where they might cross. Not that I'm going to force them to cross anywhere. I really would prefer that they make that choice on their own. I'd like to be able to steer them in a direction, but see, this is not good. See, the water was up, you know, this high. And so all of this is kind of, it's got a decent bottom, but it's like right there, it's 3 inches deep. So what happens is, as you walk out on this sand dune, you can hit a spot that you just, well, it's like quicksand. You just cave in, and then you're stuck. But ideally, these are the types of spot you'd like to see them get out. So like if they pitched in over there and kind of swam with the river this way, or they could try to go straight across, and they could hit this sand and just walk right out, and it's no big deal. But that's difficult to tell them that. But let me see what it's like down here. You can see I'm walking carefully. But see, this is see, they could totally do this if they would just do it. But they would need to come in right down in there, and they just have to work their way across. And this type of setup is what they need to find. And there's several of these, but I'd rather them just be patient and start doing that. I don't know if you can see that red tag up there. She's just browsing on a tree. There's another animal over here browsing. They've got grass in there. The water has not been up on the pasture this far north on the river. So they've got feed in there. They just need to relax and eat instead of just walking all the way south 4 miles, then tomorrow walking on the same trail all the way back north 4 miles. That doesn't take long, where when they hit a crossing like that one we were looking at, where that old cow is bogged in, and somebody's going to get bogged down. And, you know, I can't do anything about it. You just got to sit there and watch or walk away. It's just too treacherous to even try. And, I mean, we can't get to her anyway. It's just one of those things. You just got to hope that she rests up and then gets enough strength to pull herself out. But this feels really good right here. This is better than it was up there on the top of the dune. So somewhere like this is where they need to come in. But you know, all they see is this steep bank right here. Down there is where they need to come in. I just don't know that they're that smart. So you say you want to be a rancher. Get ready. This is slick as a gut right here. I mean slick. All right, you can see this right here. This is what they have on the other side. They've got the same kind of stuff. They've got enough to pick around here and eat, and there's several acres of it. Hundreds of acres. All they have to do is just relax and pick around for a little while and let this thing go down. Now, they may sense something that we don't. Now, see, there's another dune right there. They may sense something that we don't, like, hey, there's another one coming. Please no. I'm sorry that we're not just, you know, doing something constructive with the cattle and or the goats, and hopefully, you know, addressing issues that you guys may be having, that we're having, that we can put our heads together and solve. Of course, this is one of those issues. I just don't know that there's a solution. I mean, the solution is you got to get them out of there before something like this hits. The difficulty is you don't always know when that's going to happen. Alrighty, I need to check my fence while I'm over here. That's the problem. I see the problem here. The fence is gone, broke right here, gone over there. So, dang. All right, let's move on. Okay, this is the next morning, and the cattle have made it back south, and there's a few that I'm seeing that are over here. Of course, I just got here. And then I can see a few staging over there on the sand dune. So there's a great big sand dune down here, and I'm guessing this is where they crossed, or at least these that are over here. But I don't know. They'd have to swim upstream a little bit right here. Yeah, I can see tracks. There they are. They've all kind of come back south. We're back down on the south end. And so they're staging, they're waiting for an opportunity for the creek to go back down. The problem is there's more rain coming. But I can see some tracks right down here where this is just a perfect spot. I've actually crossed with the tractor here before when it was down, and I had shaped this bank up a little bit where you could kind of get down there. But okay, more patience, more waiting. I'm not going to force them to go at any spot. That's when you get into that stuff from yesterday with them coming down in that same spot where that creek that rolls into the bigger creek has probably been eddying, and it creates a very soft spot, which basically means quicksand on this thing. And that old cow bogged in that deal. So, well, several of them bogged in it and got out, but the cow, I'll have to run down and check her after a little while. But hopefully she was able to roll out, but I don't know. I may have to end up putting her down. I'm not going to let her sit there and suffer. Good news, she made it out. Sometimes they just need to rest a little bit. Well, we're back out. This is the next morning, and I just had my fingers crossed, but I've got some good news. I'm sure it's not all of them, but I do see a big group down there. And that's down there where those fish were swimming across the pasture. So I'm gonna get down there and get them on the hill as quick as I can. We had another 2 inches of rain last night. That makes 11 inches in 5 days. Okay, I'm gonna guess there's probably about 100 here, which is great. That means we're still missing. I say missing. We know where they are. They're on that side. But that just means there's still quite a few that need to cross. So let's hope that they get a little courage to them today and come on across. I can see that water is not showing over there, so that has gone down some, so that's great. So we're going to get them in here on this hill. They should have plenty to eat for a few days in here while we're waiting on the rest of them to get a little courage. Come on, ladies. Come on. Whoa! Come on, girls. Come on. Come on in here. Now, I've got to leave this gate open because I'm hoping some others may hear them and say, oh, okay, yeah, we're going, and come on across. But I've got to leave it open because I want them to come on out on the hill, if that's possible. Come on! Come on! Woo! Come on, girls. You can see they're not in a panic. Come on, baby, get in there. There we go. Yeah, like that. Okay, yeah. Come on. Woo! All right, I'm gonna leave that one open, and I'm gonna go ahead and drive the creek and see if I can let any more out of the creek area into a little bit better spot. Okay, guys, I have probably picked up another 100, and they are still coming. So I'm excited. That is just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I will leave both of these gates open through the day and through the night, and then I will be out here the next morning and probably shut gates first thing so nothing goes back, because they'll do that. And then I'll make a run and just see what else is maybe available to kind of let in off the creek and head this way. In case you can't tell, this is the big hill where I usually video or picture the bottom, one of the bottoms. And that's where I'm putting them all here. So we're going to be safe here for a little bit in case the river, the big river, does come up. The little creek is up, which usually means the big river will be up next. Now, one of the things that we're monitoring is the Red River, which is rolling. It runs into Texoma back this way. And so when Texoma, that's Lake Texoma, when it fills up, it starts backing our creeks and our little river up. And when it does, then it really floods. And they just reported this morning that Texoma is 4 feet above normal. So when it's going to be coming up, depending on if they open the gates to the overflow over there, the dam. So, and that's quite a sight to see if you see that. So we are absolutely juggling all that and monitoring all that and doing the things that we can do in a timely fashion without forcing the cattle to get in a position where they're not comfortable themselves and going to drown. So that's, man, all I can say is God is good every day. And you guys know the rest of that. Okay, guys, I'm going to say that is a wrap, a final wrap. If anything else changes significantly that I think is of importance, I'll tape a little addition onto this one. This is where these cattle were all standing yesterday. And I was saying they can just walk right down here and get across real easy if they'll just do it. And they were just standing there watching me, and I left. It rained 2 inches last night. Yay. Something else. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Hopefully we'll find more cattle.